Sorry,
Now,
you were transitioning. I'm sorry.
yep. Now, what is not available to stream on Tubi is the new Walking with Dinosaurs season.
Mm. I will be right back. So just keep
Okay.
going.
So, quick backstory. Uh, I was a dinosaur kid, and I always wondered when I would get too old for dinosaurs, and that really hasn't happened. Although a big chunk of that is because YouTube makes it super easy to stay up to date on your niche interests. Now, the original Walking with Dinosaurs series came out in, was it 1999? 2000. And it was completely revolutionary because you had dinosaur specials that basically the format was have a scientist talk at the camera for a little bit, have some sort of stop motion, 2D animated or uh, very primitive 3D animated scene, cut back to the scientist talking about how they know things about dinosaurs. And where Walking with Dinosaurs came in is that was a BBC production that in 2000 had the lofty goal of creating basically a dinosaur nature special. Like imagine the type of nature special where you never see a human on camera, and they did it all with CG models. They spent ages finding spots where they could shoot that didn't have too many modern plants in it. It's like places like the Canary Islands, New Caledonia, and other places with really primitive environments.
Mhm.
And so, in every episode, they would pick a different time and place for the dinosaurs, and you just got you usually follow a character or a couple of characters through it. Like you'd have oh this is the old Coelophysis, or actually no, it was the old Postosuchus managing her territory, and oh no, these dinosaurs are taking it over, or something like that. And it was it was a it was a milestone. Got huge ratings both in the UK and the US. I used to have the DVDs. I don't know if I do anymore. And it spawned a whole bunch of spin-offs like Walking with Prehistoric Beasts, Walking with Monsters, which covered pre-dinosaur life, and all around just a good time.
Hmm.
Uh, then it kind of faded away. They had some spin-offs. In 2013, they made a very odd decision to make a Walking with Dinosaurs movie where the dinosaurs talked.
Oh,
It was not well received.
like a live action Land Before Time kind of thing.
Yes, only with more juvenile humor from what I recall of the trailers.
Oh, yeesh.
And so then the franchise has been kind of dormant since then. So this is a new revival that started on the BBC. And as of yesterday, the first episode of the new series was available on PBS's YouTube channel, which is where I
Hmm.
watched it. And unfortunately, it kind of feels like a step backwards.
Hmm.
Now, let's see, is it Dinosaur Planet or Planet Dinosaur? Now, part of this is because it is hard not to. That's actually. What was the name of that one? Da-da-da-da-da.
Now, is this David Attenborough?
It is not. What I'm looking up is I'm trying to figure out what the name of his dinosaur documentary was because it had a very
Okay.
generic name. That's the same as a lot of other dinosaur documentaries.
Okay.
Uh, Prehistoric Planet. That's it. Okay.
Uh,
I'm not gonna. In that case, I'm not gonna beat myself up too badly for forgetting the name of it.
yeah.
That's like the most generic name possible.
Yeah.
Now, this series has gotten some comparisons online to that series. That is unfair. That had Apple TV money, and it had John Favreau bringing his technology that brought us the live action quote unquote Lion King movies
Oh
and
yeah.
making like the most accurate dinosaurs to date with it. Like a BBC production was never going to compete with that on just a visuals perspective.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're playing with the taxpayer money of British citizens.
Right? There's only so many TV licenses they can sell.
Yeah.
Um, but even given that the models are good, I'd say like the models are fine. I saw some preview images that were just that had unfinished models that just did not look very encouraging.
Mm,
But it's clearly a case where it was just rough cut CGI versus the final product.
yeah.
Now, as far as the actual special goes, it's unfortunate. I've only seen the first episode, so maybe it gets better later. But it's unfortunately kind of a throwback to the old style of special I was talking about before, because it doesn't really immerse you in the world. Like you're not really, it doesn't feel like you're just following a dinosaur start to finish, because I think more than half of the runtime is cutting to a group of scientists gathering fossils in the somewhere in the Hell Creek Formation in I forget which state, Montana, Wyoming. It spreads over a few states.
Yeah.
Now, supposedly, the impetus of this is that they find a baby Triceratops. It was fossilized, and so they go, "Oh, well, what killed this baby Triceratops?"
Uh,
And so you have this baby Triceratops got named. What'd they name it? It wasn't Coco. Clover. That's it. Clover. Clover, the baby Triceratops, got separated from its mom somehow, and it's just wandering around trying to make its way through the world.
uh,
And it feels like the T-Rexes in this movie in this special were like short breast T-Rexes, or like they just weren't very good at T-Rexing
uh,
because they keep not catching him when they really had him dead to rights.
eh,
Like
mm,
just a little bit of quicker movement would have had him.
hmm,
Um, and all of the fossil sections would probably be very interesting if you were a child watching it and you didn't really understand paleontology or how it worked. As somebody who does, I just wanted to skip those scenes, but I just kept watching them just to see what just for the sake of review. Like if I was just watching by
mhm.
myself, I would have skipped it. But since I decided I was going to talk about this for the show, I had to do the responsible thing and give a proper review, right?
Right. Yeah.
Um, and it was all very staged, like incredibly staged. Like they were out there in the field and they had a perfect plastic model of a T-Rex's brain cast with different sections highlighted in different colors.
Uh,
Because like the idea is that we're out here in the field, we've caught or we found this small Triceratops skeleton and a big T-Rex leg, and oh, what happened to this Triceratops?
uh,
And so they kind of tease you through the whole episode, like, are they going to get Clover this time? And
yeah.
then amusingly at the end, they point out that if a T-Rex had gotten Clover, he probably would have just swallowed him whole.
Oh, yeah.
So there wouldn't have been a fossil to find.
Ah.
That is actually apparently a theory about. Okay, so most dinosaurs went with the survival strategy of lay a lot of eggs. A couple will make it to adulthood.
Mhm.
But there's a question of, well, why don't we find more juvenile dinosaur bones here at Hell Creek? And part of the answer is, well, if a T-Rex found a body, it was probably just that they could crack bones very well, but they couldn't crack bones that were too large.
Uh,
So that kind of put a pressure on how many small bones would get through
yeah.
to enter the fossil record.
Mm,
But also, just unfortunately, Clover's story just wasn't. It felt stilted, is the best way I can think of to put it. Like there's a way that you can move 3D models where the characters feel alive, and I feel like they almost did it better back in 2000, which is kind of interesting.
mm,
So like it's technically fine. I would say that if you don't feel like spending any money for a CGI dinosaur special, you can do much worse. probably the better enjoyment would be to watch the various clips and shorts that they've been putting out for individual segments, because then you don't deal with like 5 minutes of them breaking the flow of their story to show off fossils.
Yeah, yeah. Huh. Oh well, hey, Courier's Outlet, good to see you, man.
Amen.
And don't give them any ideas, Ninja.
What did Ninja say?
They could introduce a hate crime tax in Britain.
Yeah. Now, if you do feel like spending money, unfortunately, Apple is holding Prehistoric Planet behind their subscription service.
Mm.
I would say that the 2 seasons we got out of that are worth a watch if you're interested in dinosaurs. This is like more. I would show this to a kid just because it's not like they censor blood and things like that, and it's also just designed to. I feel like that's the target audience is kids who don't know that much about paleontology yet.
Yeah, yeah. Something you'd show in an elementary school class.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you probably could show it there.
Yeah.